And welcome back, picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark. We should be starting in the... what's it called? Community Center out in Pleasant Valley, where it's surprisingly dark in here. What do I want to do before I head out? Got some meat stockpiled here. Depending upon what I'm going to do, I might acquire... trying to grab things and accidentally trying to get the lantern out at the same time. Maybe in a situation, depending upon the weather, where we'll go brag for meat over here. Let's see how dark it is outside. So we went ahead and just did a fresh bear kill in the last part. So in theory, we now have plenty of food this end of Pleasant Valley. I mean, this is cold, but it's not super bad. At least not bad from a visibility standpoint. It is a bit late at night. Okay, a couple of books here that we'll take out and drop on the floor. This is also the first time I've been here since the major patch that moved a bunch of stuff, which is why the Lost and Found had stuff in it. They also mean there is additional stuff here. Well, there's additional stuff in the community office. So, with the weather the way it is, it probably does make sense to head back straight to Coastal Highway. Made the thing I wanted to do initially here, which was generate a meat stockpile out of the bear. Really the only problem with the meat stockpile as it is right now is it's maybe not in the best of spots. Probably do want to move it closer to a more recognizable landmark, at least. Which I suppose after checking some of these interesting places in town is probably what I'll try to do right before heading back to Coastal Highway. Anyway, it looks like nothing changed here. Well, apparently I didn't have a pry bar when I came through here last.
There's got to be something useful in here.
Worn combat pants. I don't think that's necessarily better than what I've already got. Well, it's not better than what I've got. It's what I have. That logically makes sense. Okay. So I'd be better off repairing what I have rather than repairing that one. I don't know if I'm not necessarily warming up very much being inside for short periods of time, or if it's just that cold out here. Yeah, it's just that cold out here.
Could end up being
Green
useful.
flare's not bad. So I'm not overweight, so the slow walking here is the wind. Not exactly walking into the wind, but I'm walking close enough to the wind vector that I'm getting slowed down by it.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Okay, so the visibility's gone to the point where I'm not going to be able to safely
I'm so cold.
find the meat pile.
Warming up again.
There is, near the turn off up to the coal mine, a cave where I will take a little bit of shelter to warm back up in. And that may be why where I actually end up positioning most of the meat pile. As it would offer a very usable landmark that's reasonably close to where the meat pile is right now, I think. Now I'm definitely walking into the wind. Oh, does it feel terrible. Okay, short-term plan, get that meat to a more recognizable landmark. Mid-term plan, probably head over to Coastal Highway and finish the order. Or, well, at least get the fish portion of the order done. And then after that, it's going to be back to trying to map. I don't think I've searched this human corpse. Nope. As is usually the case with the human corpse, it can have very valuable stuff on it, but it usually doesn't. Take a 1 hour snooze, it should get us warm. And then we can look to see if the weather has improved enough so we can go retrieve the meat. Maybe. Doesn't look like the wind is as severe. And apparently it wasn't actually enough to warm me all the way up. Well, we'll go still do the meat run. I'll just try not to get too heavy to make the trip back particularly long. And I'm not going to be able to move all the meat in the one run. So we're going to pick the meat up. Well, we're going to pick up like 5 kilograms of meat, head back to the cave, drop it off, take another hour snooze to warm up a bit more.
So cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
So right now I'm on the lookout for the campfire cooked at.
I'd eat anything right about now.
Because that's likely to render before everything else, and it's also a fairly big thing to see. Whereas the pile of meat's a little bit more easy to miss. I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's the uncooked stuff. So I didn't even get around to cooking everything. Yeah, we're gonna take some of the cooked stuff. And then head back to the cave.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
As we do this and sort of cycle through the process of transporting the meat, we are going to get to a warmer and warmer part of the day. I found a wolf. Or, well, wolf found me, whichever way you want to describe that. Doesn't help that I smell right now. Flare, lantern, torch. So I'm gonna have to spend the match to light the torch to drive off the wolf. But I'm not in exactly a rush, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna light it just as we get to the cave. Instead of sleeping in the bedroll, I'm gonna start with fire and make some water. I might still sleep in the bedroll too, but fire. But I'm holding off on lighting it just in case the wind picks up enough so that blows the torch out. I think I came down the right switchback. Oh no, I think I came down the wrong one. No. There's the corpse. It's the right one. Did the wolf not follow me? Yeah, it looks like the wolf maybe didn't follow me. Still want that water, so I'm gonna go ahead and light the torch anyway. Yeah, I'm not seeing the wolf, but we'll make a campfire anyway.
I'm freezing.
I only got some oats with me. This might be a pretty reasonable place to leave the oats as well, so leave some oats here. Read a book just to pass the time. Good rest, but I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, if the wolf is following us, the wolf will stop following us. I'm gonna leave my pots here. That way I can get a little bit more traveling speed. For moving all this water, or moving all the meat. Ooh, it's still pretty frigid. Although I say that, and it's far warmer than it was the night prior. It's probably closer to 20 than it was before. There's the wolf we aggroed earlier. Whimpering means it's scared of me. Hope in the daylight it's able to see my bear hide. It's going to be a little bit more insistent to mess with us when we have more meat on us.
Can't feel my hands.
I might try starting a fire to warm up and cook some of the meat.
Never felt so cold in my life.
We got a lit torch. We didn't cook all the meat before. I'm looking at my health and I'm like, I don't really want to lose that much health. Transferring this back and forth.
Come on.
So I can probably cook the rest of this meat if the weather doesn't change. And get 3 hours of fatigue back. All within the amount of coal I put on the fire. Plus some, apparently. Okay, and we feel like plus 24 next to a 41-degree fire. So it is just below 2 echelon down, but still pretty cold. Oh, I don't have one of the pots on me. So I can't cook the fat anyway. Okay. Generated the torches a little bit, but at the same time, apparently I didn't have the full... Well, at some point I think I dropped from the complement of 10 down to 5. Save on carrying capacity. Drop back down to 10.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Well, there'll be a little bit more meat here, but that'll be fine. Let's pull the rest of this over to the cave. If I'm following the road down from the mine, because the first place I'm planning on mapping, once I get to mapping again, doing the delivery, is Timberwolf Mountain. So the main route from Coastal Highway, which is apparently at this point basically my base, to Timberwolf Mountain is along that road, right? So dipping into that cave to get a nip of food on the way over, one way or the other, is a pretty good plan. So that's where I'm going to position most of the meat. I'll put a little bit of it in the community office. Okay. The magic having exactly one stone on you to threaten the wolves with. Leave me alone, wolf. I'm armed. It's not a threatening weapon, but it's threatening enough to threaten with. And yeah, as we're getting later in the day, it is warming up. It's just not warming up particularly fast. A bunny. We're not bunny honey now. I suppose that's something I can do. Is I can set the snares up and catch some bunnies to feed into the meat requirements.
So cold.
You know, I'm gonna have to, because of how cold we are, I'm gonna have to spend some time here. So lighting a fire to be warm is a good way to pass the time. And also to make the time less time.
Come on.
Make some Ridgebrick tea. Hit points are a little low, so getting some tea to drink will also help us get underway a little bit faster. Would have appreciated warming up a little faster. Alright, let's see if we can get the rest of the meat. Might not come back over to this cave, I might take what's left down to the town. I think it's actually, the town's a little bit closer to the meat pile than that cave. The problem is the town is downhill in a way where I can't go back up. Directly have to go out and around. We may attract the attention of the wolf again. Yeah. Okay, spook the wolf. That's good to know.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Oh, we might be able to get up that hill. We wasn't going to be able to get up that hill in the dark. Downhill and, well, in the day I can see where I need to get up. This is Thompson's Crossing. We were able to apparently map this site from that barrakill. We were harvesting it earlier. Well, specifically when we were cooking it earlier is when we mapped it. Obviously need to do a lot more mapping to truly map out the entire zone. Drop that off there. I suppose if you're trying to min-max, behind that table is a container. It may have something in it. Not on this table, it probably doesn't, but... just try to warm up again before I head out. And then we'll make the trip, hopefully all the way back to the garage. And then we'll finish the part in the garage. You know, I probably can throw enough fuel on that fire that we can make one round of water. Actually, that's probably enough fuel as it is. And down we go. It's still decently cold. Well, that reminds me I should leave some of the coal behind. So in the future we can come. We need to pick it up, we can pick it up. We don't need it all the way back at the coal mine. Actually, I'll put it in front of the cooking element here. Okay, to the mine, then through the mine, down to the garage. I think on all the difficulties, these two houses are boarded up. I may be wrong, they might be on the lower difficulties, they might not be. This house, the one that's burnt down here, depending upon difficulty, it won't be burnt down. And if it's not burnt down, I believe you can enter it. Just in this case, this one's burnt down. And I think it's pretty common for it to be burnt down on the Interloper. Definitely been in there on Stalker, because I've only played Interloper and Stalker. I haven't actually played Blow Interloper, or haven't played Blow Stalker. I've played Stalker, I've played Interloper. Then I think every start that I start on Stalker, I do start with a random spawn. Which leads to some hilarity, because unlike the random spawn on Interloper, where it doesn't spawn you any place that doesn't have regular wolves, if you hit random, it will be actually random, including up into dumping into places like Desolation Point, or not Desolation, but Bleak Inlet, where there's no wolves, but there are timber wolves. And the timber wolves do spawn in blizzards, so you can spawn in a blizzard on Stalker and run face first into timber wolves before you've found a weapon. Which is a very bad spawn. Very, very bad spawn, and I have done it before. Do not recommend. But if you random a Stalker spawn and don't get that sort of spawn, they're usually a little easier than Interloper, because you start with all the equipment, you're just... or all the important equipment. You're just looking for weapons, mostly. Which are findable, unlike in Interloper where you have to make them.
someplace to escape this cold.
Yeah, the mine, for as far as this character is concerned, is warm, so he's going to find that space as soon as we get up the road here to the mine. This is reasonably good weather, so I'm actually a little bit tempted when I get up there to use one of the pieces of coal to start a fire. Well, to start a warm fire and do a bit of mapping. That way we can get one of the mapping spots picked off the list. Because I'm almost certain that the mine entrance here is one of the spots. Most of them make sense. Every once in a while there's a couple that don't.
It's goddamn freezing. Come on.
Okay, so we got to the abandoned mine, and then a blizzard rolls up. Apparently, while this fire is still going, we are warm here, but, yeah, good thing we're leaving the zone. One of those patented Pleasant Valley blizzards. You know, Pleasant Valley was too pleasant, so they had to fix it. Pleasant Valley, to be fair, in blizzards isn't that bad as long as you know where you're going. If you know where you're going, the blizzards can definitely get you real lost. Those big open fields, the farming fields, are pretty good to get lost in. And this is where I left the oats. Yeah, I'm not gonna move them right now. Not in a complete rush to travel through the cave here. Out the other side. If we see any coal along the way, we might as well pick it up. But at the same time, we've been here relatively recently, so the coal is probably mostly been picked up. I say that and find a coal. I always check the dead end. The dead ends tend to have a habit of having coal down them. So if you know it's a dead end, it's worth checking. If you don't know it's a dead end, it's often not worth checking because, well, unless you're traveling through it to get to where you're going, because they tend not to have coal. Though, this is the coal mine, and the coal mine has a lot of coal, so even when there's not much coal in here, because I've been here before, we are running into a decent amount of coal. Nope, another piece of coal. Okay, I think it's time to swap torches, and that was getting a bit dim. In theory, the torch is helping us warm up faster. Which is one reason well, one of the reasons I'm using the torch instead of taking out a lantern or something. Yeah, we've had a couple pieces of coal, but as was expected, a lot, because we've been through here before, recently. I'll take the deer hide with me. We'll leave the rest of it here. Take the maple sapling with us. Okay, so we're probably going to go outside and immediately lose this torch, which if we do, it's fine. Yep. Oh, no, the torch is holding for the moment. My expectation is it's not, but, well, not going to hold for long. And it's time to go swap porches, so... We're probably going to lose it. This looks like prime weather for losing your torch. It's apparently in the wind shelter for the moment. I'll probably go away the moment we lose the wind shelter. Yep. In this weather, we're obviously going to probably want to stop in the very first building we come across. So I'm going to head up the fire outlook and immediately go up it. I do know there's also a food stockpile near the fire outlook, which I'm planning on hitting up.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Suppose his definition of soon is a lot less soon than my soon. He's complaining about, I'm gonna die of cold if I don't get warm soon, and the answer to that is, well, it's like 3 hours. You got like 3 hours in you. Okay, for the moment, take the cooked food, put the water. And I'll do a little bit of sprinting here. Don't necessarily want to burn the fatigue. But at the same time, I don't really want to take the damage. Okay, up here, warming. That hide is not cured yet. Sleep or read? Let's do a thing of reading and we'll see if the weather changes. Now, let's go ahead and finish this book and then we'll set out anyway. Now rifle firearm level 2. You know, game setting but no rifles. We're probably going to take damage on the way down the hill. That's like the cold in the blizzard. Should be able to make a decent time downhill though. Leave the water there, because I got plenty of water where I'm going. But bringing the meat downhill, either I can bring it all the way down to the cache to trade it in, or I can shove it in the salt box to make more jerky. Plus, we are starting to run out of food at the garage itself. That's why I grabbed the deer hide and the maple sapling. If we can get a 4th maple sapling, we can make the travois. The travois will be a good way to move food around
So cold.
off the ice and over to the garage, for example.
Lay down for a bit.
Not necessarily because we'd be putting food in the travois, but because I can put my stuff in the travois and then take the food in my inventory once I've cleared enough space out of the inventory. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut here, which is potentially going to result with me getting some sprained ankles, but we'll get down the hill a little bit faster that way. Should be shortly getting to our destination, which is a perfect place to warm up. Perfect place to end the episode as well, so that's where we're going to end the episode when we get there. And then the next part, hopefully we'll have, well, regardless of whether we've covered or not, it'll be a good time to get down to fishing. And to be fair, fishing is a good way to sort of heal a bunch of condition as well, because you can just sleep for 10-12 hours after fishing. Pretty sure I know where I am. Be coming up on a house soon. And then the garage is just past the house. There's the house. Oh, didn't even take a spring. We're going down the hill that way. And we're definitely taking a lot more condition damage not taking that shortcut. And here we go.
I need to drop
in the garage. Probably run this part a little long, but it'll be fine. I'll keep the meat in my inventory for the moment. We'll position those a bit better in the morning. Feed ourselves, hydrate ourselves, and sleep for 10 hours. Sounds like we might have had an aurora during the night. This is where we're going to go and end. It sounds like we have an aurora now. Anyway, if you're watching YouTube, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this part. If you're watching Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break and get right back to it. If you're watching YouTube, of course, there will be another part up tomorrow, because this is just the beginning of the stream, and I'm going to try to stream 4 parts tonight. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.